Okay, boys and girls, let's get ready to do some math. So as a daily reminder, remember that these are all the strategies that you could be using when you're solving problems. And you could use these during your POD. You could use them when we use math workshop. Just remember, these are all the strategies you could use to help you solve word problems or problems. You could use a tense frame, draw a picture, use objects, use your fingers, a number sentence, a number line, number bond, and you could show parts. All right, so make sure you're practicing your math strategies and your math goals every day. As you know, we are in module 4 in our math unit, and some of the things that we're working on are using different strategies, solving word problems, decomposing numbers, finding the numbers that make 10, and fluency. Today, we're going to be working on composing and decomposing numbers, okay? So that's what we're going to be working on for today. Okay. Before we get started, I just want to go over some of our math vocabulary. So this word means compose. Can we say compose? When you compose, that means you put things together. You're putting together. So you're finding your two parts that make your whole. The next word is number bond. A number bond is a tool that we use to put numbers together. So we have our part, and our whole. The last thing that we're going to do is our plus sign. When we plus, that means we add things together. When we use the plus sign, that means we add things together. So today we're going to be composing, using our number bonds, and adding some numbers together, all right? So let's get started. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to be using dominoes to help us to fill in our number bond. If you don't know what a domino is, this is a bag of dominoes. So I'm going to show you. You might see some people use this to play games, but we can also use it in math. Let me show you how I use it in math. So I have a domino, and my domino says I have 5 and 2. Now I need to think, what can I do with the number 5 and 2? How can I figure how many is all together? How many dots do I have all together? I do know that I have 5 and 2, but I'm missing my all together, my whole. So I have my two parts, but I'm missing my whole. Watch how I use my number bond to help me solve this. So let's count. Let's just make sure that this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 dots on the top of my domino. I'm going to write 5 right here. And then I have 1, 2. I have 2 dots on the bottom of my domino. So 5 and 2. What do we know about 5 and 2? Let's count to see if what's going to be our whole when we put 5 and 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is my whole. So I have 5 in my part, 2 in my part, and 7 in my whole. Boys and girls, did you see what I did? So first I had a domino set. I have a domino set, and I said, I noticed that there's 5 on the top. That must be my part. So I put my 5 here. And then I said there's 2 at the bottom. That must be my part. I put 2 right here. And then I want to see how much is there all together. What is my whole? And then I said 5 plus 2 equals 7. And I counted all my dots just to be sure. Okay, boys and girls, let's see if you could try one with me. Make sure you have your number bond, and I'm going to show you the next domino that we're going to use, okay? So, I have another domino set. I have this one. I have some at the top and some at the bottom. Are you ready? Let's count to see how many we have in our part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to put that here. Was I supposed to put my 7 here? Nope, I'm not supposed to put my 7 in the whole because this is just my part. This is just my part, and I have another part that I need to put together to make my whole. So I'm going to put 7 in my part. Now, what should I put in my other part? If you said 1, you were right because 1 is on the bottom of my domino. So what does that tell us about 7 and 1? Let's count to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 plus 1 equals 8. And 8 is my whole. Did you see how I did that? Okay, boys and girls, I want you to try one on your own, and then I'm going to help you self-assess. Erase, 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 erase. Okay, so the last one we're going to use is this one. So I want you to pay attention. I'll count with you so you know how many is on the top. 1, 2, 3. And I'll count with you to see how many is on the bottom. 1. Now I want you to fill out your number bond using what you know about these two numbers. If you said to put a 3 in the part, you were right because 1, 2, 3 is in the top half. That's one of our numbers. That's our part. So 3 is in the part. If you said to put a 1 here, you were right because 1 is the other section of our part. So now we need to think, what is our two parts? Part plus part equals whole. So what do we know about 3 and 1? 3 plus 1 equals 4. And we could check that by counting our domino pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 and 1 equals 4. All right, boys and girls? So that's how we can use our dominoes to help us figure out how many is all together by taking apart the two parts and then putting them together. So looking at 3 and looking at 1 and putting it together and knowing it's 4. That's another way we could find out how we figure out how many domino dots are on our piece all together. All right, boys and girls? Erase, erase. Erase, erase, erase. Thank you for working with me today. Just be sure to go fill out your exit ticket and self-assess, all right? I'll see you tomorrow.